Okay.
Okay, Parks and Recreation Commission, Town of Georgetown, regular scheduled meeting, March 5th, 2026 at 6 p.m. Notice an agenda for regular meeting. Town hall will be open to the public for this meeting. There's an option to join virtually. If you would like to leave a comment, please call 303-569-2555 extension 2 or email townclerk@townofgeorgetown.us, and we will give you details regarding the meeting. Roll call. Chairman Christian Wellbaum here, Vice Chairman Tom Paxton. Nick Mendetto.
Here.
Daniel Owen. Jessica Arantuli.
You got it.
Sweet.
Here.
Lexi Berger.
Here.
And the BOS representative is currently vacant. Agenda approval. Going on. Minutes approval. Oh,
Somebody has approved the agenda.
oh,
Motion
okay.
second.
Motion said that it didn't move. Approve the agenda.
I make a motion to approve the agenda.
Sorry.
All in favor? Minutes approval, February 5th, 2026.
Okay, you have two sets of minutes there.
Sorry.
As we didn't have a day on meeting, the December minutes will be approved tonight too.
What?
And then the February minutes.
So approval of minutes for December 4th, 2025.
I move to approve the December 4th, 2025 minutes.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
You don't know the four of you, you're all gonna have this. So it's
Step in here.
You cannot validate them.
Okay, I'll make a motion to approve the February 5th minutes.
I'll second,
Okay.
sorry.
All in?
Aye.
Right.
Thank you for those.
Audience business, members of the audience will have 5 minutes to present any matter of interest related to the town, not already on the agenda. No official action may be taken at this time. We don't have any members today.
Nobody else, Mark. Nobody else.
Was there anything?
Oh, the only participant is us. Cool.
All right. On to the business. Old and new, the park sign update. So in your guys' packet, actually, we've been talking with Andrew, who's the metal worker who's actually right now just working on designs for the town and the park signs for us and the archway sign. And this is one of the concepts he came up with for us, I should say.
This one?
That's the archway sign, and the next one is the park sign. And that one will be pretty much all the park signs with the different park names and everything on there.
That's cool. Like, is that a Strauss part of that, like cut out? Or like, do we know kind of what they're thinking?
As far as the sign itself, I think that's something that I don't know if we're gonna be coming up with that idea and that he's just going to be defining and building the actual structure of the sign for us.
That's just kind of some boilerplate.
Yeah. But the sign when we talked about was something that we might have to be able to take down and replace if damaged or graffiti or something. So I feel like cutting it out into a piece of like wood or something would be very costly and time costly as well, doing that to a bunch of different signs. If there are any ideas on how that should be designed, or any ideas on the sign itself, or if you guys like the structure of the sign. The only thing that's missing from one of the original designs is that rock little pillar at the bottom of the sign, and I'm not sure if that's something we're gonna go ahead and continue doing, if it's something we do, or if that's something he's going to do, including on that sign.
Well, you all get to choose.
Right.
So I have a meeting with him tomorrow to catch up on progress and where he's headed and if he needs anything from the town to keep going, rules, regulations, or whatever. But one of the things I will explain to him is that we want the design and we want that to be accompanied with recommended materials. And then when you get his recommendation, the design and the materials, then it's all up to you. You take it from there and decide we wanna have a rock pillar and here's what materials we want it to look like and all of that stuff. So be prepared, once I get this stuff, or you get it, Christian, if he sends it to you directly, then we'll pass it out and we'll have a dedicated time to discuss this at length at that meeting that comes up after that.
And Dennis and I were just talking about, designating little, what was that, the work. Teams to do, have certain designs for each of the things that we have coming up, the signs, what else was there, the pizza whirling Greenway Park.
Yeah, typically when we do these kind of projects, these CIP projects, the staff handles everything because you volunteers don't have the time or the interest, well, you have the interest, the time really is a big factor here. But my sense of your group is that you have a lot of energy and you wanna do stuff and not just meet and talk about stuff. So my suggestion would be that of these three major project areas, two of you volunteered to be the work team for that project. And so the first one would be the park sign work team. And so since Christian and Lexi have been working on this in the past, I think it would be appropriate for the two of them to be the work team for the signs. Now, instead of this group appointing people, I'm going to appoint them administratively. That way we don't have to go through all of the Open Meetings Act stuff, and if we wanna have a meeting, we don't have to post it, have an agenda. So it's kind of, that's just the way I want it to go, and if you're okay with that, then I would suggest tonight we decide on who the other work teams are. And so think about dividing this up. The skate park project is a big project, right? So that should stand alone. Then the other projects, the Whirling Park, Pizza Park, and Greenway Trail Park plan could be one other team. Okay, so when we get to that point in the agenda, be thinking about which one you would prefer to serve on, and then I'm gonna let you guys battle each other out on who's doing what, okay?
Okay.
Okay,
Is there any questions, comments, or concerns on this sign design that we have so far that we can throw in that I can give to Andrew if you guys have any ideas? Anything you wanna add to it, anything we should see that we should change? If you can see, it has the height dimensions, width dimensions, everything on there, if it's too tall or too short.
I kind of like the height, like it's, you know, it'll have a presence, it'll be visible. Like it's a sense of person.
I agreed with the dimensions of it, I like the size of it. I think it's really good.
I assume that the four corners are designed so that we could easily replace.
That's what it looks like to me. I was
Okay.
actually going to ask him about that, if that's like, if those are chained in or if those are bolted in to the
Yeah.
corners there, and preferably bolted in, you know, just be more structurally sound. But that's kind of what it looks like to me. I'm kind of hoping that's what it is.
Yeah, and I'll probably just come down to the recommended materials, but I'll verbally think it looks good.
some details to be thinking about are the color of the beams themselves.
Yeah.
Do you want to light the sign? And if you do, how? Because there are considerations for minimizing light pollution. Do you want the light to be mounted on top and sun shining down, or do you want a ground mounted light? You don't have to decide that tonight. Those are the details that you'll get into after Andrew has provided you with an initial design. But there are other things like where is the description for what amenities are in that, how you want to characterize that? What are the colors of the sign itself going to be? Is it just going to be a natural brown wood look, or do you want the letters to be inlaid so that they're carved in and colored a different way? All those kind of things start to think about, and maybe even chat among yourselves when you're out of the meeting, talk about what people think.
Something for lighting, just, I know we'll talk about it later, but the parks aren't generally necessarily open after dark. So we might not really even do it,
Right,
you know what I mean?
yeah.
One of those like 80% of the year.
Well, yeah.
One of those long-standing arguments that communities have are they wanna put like lights in their parks on walkways, you know? But then you're encouraging people to hang out in the park after dark, and that causes its own
And Greenway is going to have a nice walk through along the river on there.
Yeah, so
I'm
those are.
sure that'll be very popular once it's actually up.
You also see, those emergency phones located in parks, you know, in case somebody is feeling unsafe or they're being followed, or they feel like somebody's going to do them harm, then they can grab on that and get to 911 real quick. But in today's day and age, everybody's got their cell phone and they're in the park watching the cell phones.
Right. Cause Lickety Split's that trail behind Cooper's, right? Is that what that's called? Is that lit up at all?
Nope.
No? So maybe that might not be too big of a concern to get lighting on that pathway. So I mean, if the parks are closed at a certain time, then maybe lights aren't necessary.
Right.
No?
Yep.
I bet if we really wanted to, we could outfit something, solar powered that could shine down on the sign if we really wanted to do that later.
I think that'd be a good idea.
I think we could find something pretty easy to
Yeah,
accommodate, like an
yeah.
add-on later, if we
Yeah.
decide we wanna do it.
Yep, all you have to do is check out the sign over there at the entrance going up the hill, the Loop Drive. There's that one sign that's right there, and that is lit, and it's solar powered. And then every so often you'll go by and somebody will hit it with their headlights and then they'll let it go out.
Yeah.
Cause it's light sensitive, I've been trying to figure out exactly why that's out, until I'm like passing by it, and I'm like, well, now I can't read it.
Right.
Right, so
Good to know.
quite a bit to discuss about that. Anything else on park sign update? It's cool. Thanks. The Clear Creek Trail Collaborative, IGA. Jessica, do you have anything for us there, or?
I just wanted to let you all know that it's on the agenda for the board to consider Tuesday.
I see that scheduled for BOS consideration.
Wait, sorry, what is BOS?
My board of selectmen.
Okay, sorry, I feel like I should know that, but I have no idea. Okay, I'm hesitating because the IGA is like something that has taken them almost like a year and a half to complete. So how often does the Board of Selectmen meet?
They meet every 2 weeks.
Can we
Well-
push it back?
You don't wanna have it on the 10th?
Because CDOT is currently reviewing it,
Oh, great.
and I'd love to give the Board of Selectmen like the most updated.
Okay, I never have a problem delaying,
Okay,
but pushing up, yeah, that's a problem.
okay, great. If we could delay it,
I'm gonna delay this until you tell me.
is that okay?
Oh, that's perfectly
Okay,
fine. Yeah.
great. Okay, yes, once CDOT reviews it, I will send it your way, and then you can put it on that
Perfect.
agenda, and then we should be all good, but
Okay.
yeah, okay,
Oh, that's perfect. That's
Thank
great,
you.
Jessica. Thanks for telling me.
yeah,
They can know like a week ahead.
the Board of Selectmen.
Yeah, those things, just understanding how these packets are built and how they're informed, they get information pretty early.
Okay,
So just, if, as soon as you know, let them
Yeah.
know if they get on the next one.
yeah, sounds good.
Yeah, usually, well, our target is to have the agendas for the board out on Thursday. We rarely ever hit that target
Yeah.
because we have so much going on. So Friday's the drop dead. So if you know and you get it to me on a Wednesday, then you can guarantee it's gonna be into the packet.
Yeah, and if it is like prolonged a little bit, I think it's okay, because there's so many governmental work, like entities part of this. So we're not holding it up, it's other
Okay,
groups,
this
so
is a blessing because I was feeling guilty that it's taken till March
Nope.
10th to get.
all good. Yeah, all good.
Okay,
Okay, all set there.
All right. Good. And the CIP, can you remind me one more time what the CIP is?
capital improvement.
Capital Improvement Plan.
So that's where we put all of our major dollar infrastructure projects, from buying vehicles to building parks to all that kind of stuff. So you have money. I sent you all a copy of the CIP when it was adopted, I think, but if you need another copy, just let me know. But there's money attached to all of these projects and, I think there's 50 grand on the skate park, and that's specifically for design services. And then there's $1 million program for next year to start construction on the skate park. The other 3 parks, I think there's 25 for each of those. And just because there's 25,000 earmarked for Whirlwind Park, for example, and 25 for Greenway Trail, if Worland Park comes in at 30 and Greenway Trail comes in at 20, we can move the money around because it's in the budget on one line and it's just broken out in CIP to show where the money's going. So the reason I have this on here is because I wanted you to know that we are working on the RFPs for these. And also to get the work teams situated for each one, so. Who wants to be on the skate park work team? You're on.
I can be on too.
Okay, then,
I was gonna, I was like, are we supposed to be on another one or just ours?
Tom,
Man,
okay, Tom's not on one yet, so let's have Tom be the first one. Does anybody else wanna be on the skate park team?
he can be on too though, because he's invested in skateboarding.
Folks that are invested.
And we can have more than two.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Okay, nobody else? Okay, you're on,
I'm on.
so that's two. We done? Okay, I got that one. The next one is the trifecta team. The Worland Park, Pizza Park, and Greenway Trail Park. Who would like to be on that one? 1, 2, 3, okay.
Was
It's
it
working out
Yeah.
actually really well.
Okay, one thing I wanna say about, Greenway Trail Park is I know that there has been kind of a discussion or an early idea about what's gonna happen to Greenway Trail. And I think if I remember right, you guys were talking about more of a natural feel to that park. But you're not beholden to anything that has been discussed in the past. So if you get together and you start talking about these and you have new ideas, please bring them forward. Don't feel like you're stifled from saying that. The same thing with Worland, but Worland is gonna have quite a big change because you're separating the dogs by size, right? And demeanor and breed.
I was gonna say.
I don't know about demeanor, but.
We talked about creating a small dog.
Yeah,
park.
we're just talking about separating the
So that
size.
if somebody was, hesitant to take their dogs while there's, 14 pit bulls running around, you could have a different space. And then also keep in mind that our friend over here is going to be setting up an ice rink hopefully next year in the same location. And it will freeze this next year, right?
So it's the
Yeah.
first year it hasn't, yes. The separation of the park for at least the size of the dogs is only going to be like a spring, summertime thing. And then when winter comes around, that ice rink
I
goes
think
in.
that's a good point. That's something that this work group would be talking about and discussing as the design person comes on and say, what do you want to put over there? What do you want to fit? Because if you have 10 different things you want to fit in there, including the dog stuff, this person's gonna have to kind of make that work for you.
Right.
Same thing with the skate park.
Right.
Same thing with the signs. Okay, I have the work teams. Thank you very much for volunteering. Any questions on that?
This is gonna sound so stupid. Which one is pizza again? I
Still,
feel like there's always, there's so many.
like across, you know where the EV charging stations are in the bridge?
Like-
Yeah.
Across the street, there's like a couple picnic tables
At the
there.
market, across the street from the market.
Yeah,
It's like a little dip.
Next to the annex, that's a park?
Well,
In the
okay,
parking
okay.
No,
Other side of
the other
the-
side.
Oh.
It's the highway.
Like, oh,
no, right across Argentina.
Across
oh,
Argentina.
like behind Alpine.
Yeah, so there's a.
No.
No, the other way.
So if you're going down
Okay,
Argentina.
Side by side.
Yeah.
You're driving, picture this, you're driving down Argentina and then you see a sketchy van parked to the side of the road, that's that pizza
That's
bar.
Yeah.
Pizza Park. I know exactly where actually what you're
There's
talking
a
about.
mail stop right there at the end of it.
Yeah, I apologize. There's, I've got it. Thank
Okay.
you.
Special event calendar. So we have special events. Traditionally, the Parks Department is heavily involved in special events. I had this great idea that maybe you guys might wanna be involved in special events. I'm gonna poll you. Do you wanna be involved in special events? Either planning or volunteering or organizing in some way?
Can you describe special events?
I think it's a good idea because we've traditionally been left out in general. And then we're like, oh, there's an event in our park.
In our-
And we,
yeah.
like, no one talked to us about it, so I think it'd be cool to at least be involved with planning.
Yeah, so like,
I'm happy.
I think all of you, I think I saw all of you at the chili cook-off event last fall, did I not?
Mhm.
Okay, so Jamie is the coordinator of that event, but if the town wants to be a partner, in partnership with the Parks Commission would be a great thing. You could solicit sponsors, you could volunteer to help Jamie in any way. I just think that the Parks Department taking an active role in that, especially if the event's being held in one of your parks.
Yeah.
Would be a good thing. So making it mandatory is not really my style, and if you want to be part of it, let's just say that the Park Commission is gonna be active in the coming year. And if anybody comes to the town, talks to Kasia or myself about an event they wanna put on, then we have the freedom to say, you know what, our Parks Commission really wants to be active and would love to meet with you and hear what you have. Is that fair?
I think it's
Yeah.
good.
Okay,
What,
great.
quick question, does that look like them like coming to this event and talking to us? Do they email us? Is there like a calendar that we can all review and like look ahead to the future?
All of that.
Okay,
I think the more the better.
I
yeah,
would say to start with having them be like part of the audience members and then having them discuss that for,
Yes.
you know, whatever it is they
Yeah.
wanna.
Yeah,
It
so-
is weird when there's like an event and you're like, oh, I'm driving by and you're like, oh, there's an event in the park.
yeah,
Like,
I'd love to like
Cool.
look to the future and like plan to attend or.
Yes,
right, we might even-
And it opens up opportunities for you to brag on the parks. Maybe if you're raising money for a skate park, you could have a table set up and you could be manning and saying, hey, donate, go to town hall and donate what you can towards the skate park. We might even get into the practice of, have you ever, I mean, everybody does this, right? They sell bricks
Yeah.
to things, and
Uh-huh.
put your name on it if you donate $100. The skate park seems like a great project for that kind of fundraising endeavor, and that would be something I would hope you would wanna lead and commit time to.
Definitely.
Definitely.
It's been thrown out for Strauss Park way back when we were planning that, but it
Yep,
didn't really materialize, but I think it's, why not?
okay, great. And the other thing is, you know, we are eventually gonna be moving this building, the people here, over to the library. And with the purchase of the library building comes Library Park,
Oh, wow.
which has a stage and gets programmed for musical events. I'm not gonna say that you have that available to you, but you potentially could, because right now, the library does a lot of the programming for that space. I think even Paul Bode over at the visitor center helps to program that, so that could be one other active participation that you could look forward to.
That would be really cool.
Great, we're rolling along today. This is great. Okay, then the last thing on the agenda that I was hoping to throw at you and see what you thought was. The park rules are listed under the park permit, which I gave you a copy of. And I kind of figured if you're gonna be redoing the signs and you're gonna be posting on there what is available in the park. I think it'd be a good idea to take a look at your park rules. And see if there's anything you see we need to update them for. And actually make this an ordinance or a resolution in the town that has what can and cannot be done in a park. So if you want to prohibit vaping or smoking, I think that's a positive thing to do. If you want to create some rules for alcohol, because many of our special events have tents with liquor permits. But you really don't want people pulling up on a Wednesday, pulling out a cooler and starting to knock back a case of beer, right? That's not what we want either. So I would say, please take this and look at it and see if you think, okay, number 5 shouldn't be there anymore, let's do something different. Or think about if you had your family visiting Georgetown and you wanted to take them to a park, how you would want to accommodate families and kids more, or if there's something you've observed when you're using our parks that you think this really is not appropriate, I think we should add that to our list of rules. And so then I would hope to have a list or a resolution ready for you as a draft at your next meeting, and you could have this to debate. Okay?
Okay.
So you would like us to send you individually our red lines of this?
You can, of course, I welcome that. But if you wanna wait till the meeting too, and just have your notes and say, I would love to see something about vaping, yeah.
Oh, okay. Can we also talk about potentially changing the fees?
We just adopted the fees for, I'm glad you brought that up. We had just adopted the fees for all of our public facilities for 2026. One question that came up was the Board of Selectmen asked if we could, instead of having a universal rental of the park, like City Park, for a day at a standard rate, could we change the park rates tiered?
That's
So if somebody
literally
wants
what I
to
was
do
gonna
the
suggest.
Park for an hour, that's a different fee than if they want a wedding that's gonna last 4 hours.
Yeah.
And then they also asked us to look at, can somebody rent a section of the park for like a wedding reception and leave the rest of the park open for people to continue to use? And so they are actually gonna talk about that on Tuesday night at a work session. And if you have comments about that, please send them my way. And you don't have to do that as a group. If individual members of this group wanna offer up their opinions, the board would certainly welcome that kind of input.
Okay, great.
Park hours are something we've never had nailed down either, so
Yeah.
that's something that we should think
These
about.
are some loose guidelines.
Yeah, when you come from Michigan and you have rules A to Z about everything, you come to Colorado, it's kind of like the Wild West. Yeah, that's whatever goes.
String your dog a leash or something, you know.
Too many.
Like,
That's another good one because town has invested in a dog park, right?
Yeah.
So why would we allow dogs to run free in City Park, for example?
no.
This is all great stuff that we need to kind of lock down. Okay, Christian, thank you. That was all I had for the action items for this evening.
Alright. So then that just leaves us with the staff commissioner reports.
So, the ice rinks are melted. And I got, Warlock Park one almost all the way down. And, I'll be taking the other one down next week. I redid the bathrooms down at the lake, painted them, there was a broken toilet. We painted them, painted the floors with some epoxy. I've been collecting new flower pots for our project. For Sixth Street. So,
You can talk about it.
so I retrieved 46 whiskey barrels from
Thanks.
they're refurbished ones. Well, they're not refurbished, we're refurbishing them ourselves. So we're drilling them and putting bolts in them so that those bands don't fall, cutting the tops off. We have we're gonna be putting 24-inch flower pots right in them. And they fit perfect on the top, so they sit in there. And so we've been busy on those. So I do have all the whiskey barrels now that we need. So I have to get any more. So, that'll be cool. That's what I've been working on. And
This comes from, we went to move the little quarter barrels, ones that were out front of all the businesses. And as Kevin was picking them up, they all fell apart because they're so old and ruined and rotted. And, we did have some pushback. Some people said, why are you doing that? Those are beautiful. They're great. And we said, no, they're not. And then the other thing is they are, where they're placed, they're kind of a pedestrian
as a
hazard.
trip hazard.
Trip hazard. So we thought, let's get the flowers up off the ground and we're gonna put them near places where there's already an obstruction, like a street light, street lamp. Or up against a building where there's already like a bench placed there. Because that, if you are involved in any of these special events and you see like Christmas market and for sure. The moms with strollers were having to like serpentine through things and then you'd see little kids who weren't watching where they're going and run into something, so. Kevin had a good idea and so we're running with it and we've also upped. The flowering, the flowers that we're investing in, they're gonna be bigger and bolder colored with drape.
Make them
Flowers.
pop out more.
Yeah, so really make an impact on downtown.
I think that's a great idea.
All the barrels are gonna be used for bars? Out of the, what, 48 you have?
I think they're all for flowers, yeah.
Alright, cool.
How long did it take to drink all that whiskey?
They smell good.
Still working on it.
They don't smell like whiskey. That's a little fun. So we get a new parks truck. And, so we ordered some new toolboxes to go down the side. So we should, I think they're en route already. We should be getting those in a couple days.
Okay, tell them about the decal change you're gonna do.
Oh yeah, we're doing a decal change. We're just updating the logo and then we're gonna be putting Parks and Trails on the door,
Oh, cool.
on the bottom of the door.
Let everyone know who you are. Yeah.
And so I'm hoping we can keep that one truck we've been using, the old one.
So next year.
Deal that with, but yeah. So I don't really wanna put a water tank in a new one, cause it's gonna take up the whole bed.
Yeah,
And we are gonna have to get a bigger water tank,
right.
so that's why I wanna keep
It's
it.
worth it for all these new flowers.
Say, there's the plant needs more water, right?
Yeah,
So maybe get like a 200, 300 gallon water tank for it.
money's in the budget for it.
And that's it.
Cool.
These flowers are only gonna be on Main Street, 48 of them?
No, just in the whiskey barrels. The rest of the flowers are gonna be going like down Argentine and,
And the whiskey barrels though, there's 48 whiskey barrels that are going on Main Street, am I like not understanding something?
Yeah.
You'd be surprised how many were before we removed the.
Really?
We went out there before Thanksgiving, Bob and Kevin and I, and we just started at this end and started counting. And we came up to 50.
Wow.
yeah.
Oh,
There's that in like a small, it's
Forgive
not just Sixth Street, right? That's like maybe a block up and down rows and tiles or
Did we,
something on
did
it.
we go to the side streets or did we?
Well, you know, like we could put one like in front of 511.
I was thinking like
Yeah.
511 or something right there,
Yeah, we can do
straight
that.
a little bit, you
I
know,
mean,
like-
we did order 50 or 24 baskets.
yeah.
So, I mean, 2 of them would be going into the ore cart.
Mhm.
One of them would be going into that ore bucket, what in Shaw's Park.
Yeah,
So that makes 47 open.
When you think about it,
Oh.
we started down here. And we didn't get to the end of, you know, it is what it is in the museum, and we were already at 10 or 12 barrels, so. You know, if you find the right places to stick them,
yeah, I'm just
Yeah.
impressed, I didn't realize.
it's gonna look awesome. I'm
So
so
do we
excited,
wanna leave the half barrels out there until we're ready,
yeah, probably,
like the week
Yeah, we don't
before,
need
a couple days
yeah,
before?
we don't need complaints.
Some of those hollows.
right. So you just replacing them as you're taking them out, as you're replacing them, taking it out,
Yes.
with new barrel and.
We'll just
Drive
do it
down.
early in the morning. They're all.
Yeah, right, like the trees.
Yeah, they'll never know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is
Probably
there,
looks different here.
What's going on?
is there
dogs
an
are good.
opportunity, like Christmas market, the flowers are done for, to put like a top on them so that you can use them to like set stuff down at Christmas market to like.
Oh, we could just flip them upside down. We're not taking the bottoms out.
Oh, the bottoms aren't out.
So you can just take the flowers out, flip the
Yeah.
barrel upside
Just
down.
put the barrel over.
Nice.
The bottom.
We talked
take it
about
off.
that, it'd be fun for people to just like put their
Beer on.
food down,
Yeah.
their bottom, a food truck or something.
Yeah.
But then there's also somebody in town who decorates the quarter barrels now with pine balls and ribbons and stuff, so. We probably could also utilize those for Christmas decorations and really class up the place. We're also gonna be buying a whole bunch of new Christmas decorations because the garland that goes over the road is falling apart and in terrible shape. So we gotta do that too.
Yeah, we have a lot going on.
That's it for me.
Oh, because they know.
About 80 pounds. You know, they're all made out of ash. They're not, you would think they were oak, but they're all ash. Yeah. Ash is really hard wood anyway,
Yeah.
so. It's just as hard as oak. And so we have like 20 of them already done. And they're real sturdy and rigid, so they're not gonna fall apart. We actually put
They're blown over,
what's that?
they're blown over.
No, they're
Yeah.
heavy, they're not going nowhere. So we actually put lags all the way through them. Around each band, and then on the top where we cut the hole in it, we put a metal band on the inside of it. And ran bolts through that to keep it all, otherwise they'll fall apart.
Yeah, it's pretty cinched together, so
They're good now. They don't, they're not wiggly or nothing.
that's good.
Hey, Dave.
I think there's gonna be opportunities more than just Christmas market or summer, like Halloween. Is there something we could do with the barrels for Halloween? like have Kevin hide in one scale. Just thinking that way.
I think that's
wouldn't
good,
that be
man.
great? Around
Like,
Halloween, there was like a decoration, like scarecrows or something.
Like things popped out of Jack in the Box popped out
Yeah.
on them,
That
like.
would actually be really.
Lights and some dry ice.
Oh.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, smoke comes out of one.
That would be sweet.
We get creative here.
We should.
All, you see all of those just billowing smoke out of them down the road, that would actually look
That'd
really
be
cool.
so
if we had it.
Creepiest tourist
That'd be
I've
cool.
ever seen.
I think you wanna get to the point where people that don't live here say, did you see what cool thing that Georgetown did in their downtown for Halloween?
Right,
That is priceless marketing, that.
Yeah.
yes,
Mhm.
definitely.
100%. Yeah. Woohoo,
So we are trying to keep the whiskey barrels a secret around down low.
Yeah, we
okay.
Yeah, you were like hesitating to even tell us.
Yes.
He texted
Secret's out now.
Whiskey girls.
Love it.
Well,
Good secret
Love the
keyword
word.
there.
You know, the point of that is a lot of people like to tell you the no before you even get a chance to try something, right?
Yeah.
And so Kevin and I just don't wanna have to deal with the no until we're ready to show. Because most of the time you show somebody and they say, oh, well, that's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good idea, let's do that.
Yeah.
Alright.
Good idea.
Good. All right, that's it for the agenda.
I motion to.
Nobody has anything else to offer? Dick, where are you going these days?
Not sure it's relevant to parks.
Thank you guys for coming tonight and thank you for standing behind these ideas. It's fun stuff. It's the only fun commission that we're really.
Well, thanks for helping us wrangle things.
Yes, thank you.
But we get a new, board of selectmen. Teammate in this commission.
Well, I'm hoping that they appoint a replacement for Rob on Tuesday. And if they do, then they'll probably just say, okay, now who's gonna fill Rob's spot on the Parks Commission? Who wants to volunteer? All that kind of stuff.
Okay. We'll be by next month then.
Yep, hopefully.
Let them know, we're the young, cool kids commission, you know?
Just doesn't.
I mean, yeah, young kids on parks. Like,
That's right, so.
come
Well,
join
that's a
us,
Georgetown,
hang out with the kids on
yeah.
parks. It is kind of funny about that, like.
You guys are awesome because it's easy to come up with ideas, but very few people want to volunteer to implement the ideas. Does that make sense? And so the energy I get from you is we want to do the science too, not just come up with the idea that happens.
Yeah.
That is a breath of fresh air, honestly.
Good stuff.
And if you want to be working the parks, let Kevin know to put you to work.
Give you a lot more.
Wow,
No, what's the other gentleman that you had?
Jay.
Yeah.
Jay is coming back with.
Oh, good, great, the more the merrier. And these people would be great. Yeah, that,
Oh, good.
yeah, oh, good.
Okay,
Motion to adjourn.
Anything else?
second,
All in favor?
aye.
Hey, adjourned. Thank you, guys. Yeah, I was gonna send you a text to see when you were free and.
If you don't want any of your handouts, this is
Okay.
cash.
I'm slightly free on the weekends, but I have my daughter with me, but I can choose to stay if I can give her a good for.
Maybe there's a-
That's a lot.
The weekends,